All right, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the local bourse. And locally, we have been digesting a number of economic data prints, starting off with inflation for February that remained unchanged from January, with consumer prices rising, with the rise in consumer prices remaining at 3.2%. Of course, that coming lower than the estimates from Reuters economists of 3.3%. We did also get good news on the retail front. Retail sales in January ticking up by 7% on a year-on-year basis. Looking at the all share, up on the day by almost 1.5%. We do have the Resources 10 complex carrying the bulk of those gains, climbing more than 2%. Industrial 25 ticking up by almost 1.5%. And the Financial 15 climbing by more than 1%. Let's take a look at what is happening stateside. And of course, we are awaiting the Fed's interest rate decision tonight. That will be delivered around 8 p.m. South African time. So, of course, the Fed are concluding its two-day meeting today. And we are seeing a rebound in those markets, with the tech-heavy NASDAQ leading that comeback, up by almost 1%. The S&P 500 popping by almost 0.7%, and the Dow eking out gains of almost 0.6%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the markets across the Atlantic. And over there, we are getting news of an agreement between Donald Trump and President Putin from Russia, that they're starting the journey of ending the war with Ukraine. So, of course, we will be watching those developments closely. A mixed picture on that front. The DAX declining more than 0.5%. The CAC 40 carrying the bulk of those gains, climbing more than 2/3%. And the FTSE 100 ticking up by almost 0.1%. Let's take a look at the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. The rand remaining quite strong against the US dollar at 18.15 rand, against the pound at 23.54 rand, and against the euro at 19.76 rand. Let's take a look at the other currency pairs, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.08, pound dollar at 1.29, and the yen just below 150 against the US dollar. Of course, we did have the Bank of Japan keeping rates steady.